Okay, well, let's get going. Tyson, I just want to start with you. You are the reason that we are here. We are now, as I mentioned, under 40 days away from the fight, the undisputed fight, the fight of the century. You look in great shape. Is it all systems go?
Before I start, I just want to say a massive shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh and all of everyone who's working in Saudi Arabia. Eid Mubarak to all you guys, and have a fantastic day. And the answer to your question is, yeah, I'm training hard, obviously. I'm in fantastic shape, obviously, and I've got a massive fight going up, obviously. So I think there's no room for error. There's no room for not training right or any problems. So we just got to get through it. And 40 days out, I'm feeling fantastic. I know all boxers say the same, oh shit, like I've had a fantastic training camp, yada, yada, yada. But I actually am having a fantastic training camp and got a good team around me and everything's going to plan. No complaints, working very hard. Got my dad in camp this time, so I've got my secret weapon over there as well. I got Ty Mitchell in. I got all the boys, all the girls are in camp. So we've got a full circus camp. So yeah, can't do any more really.
It was heartbreak when the fight was postponed initially. How long did it take you to get over that and get going again?
At first, I was a little bit depressed for the first day or so, but afterwards, like all things in life, I realised God's timing is impeccable, perfect. It's not late, it's not early, but it's bang on time. So it wasn't my time to fight for the championship then, but it is going to be my time on May the 18th. So I'm really preparing fantastic for it.
Let's bring in Frank Warren. A historic moment on May 18th in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is going to be quite the event, and this man looks ready to go here.
He does, and I want to echo as well our thanks to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh, and all the team who've made this happen, and all the team here at the table who've made it happen. And it will happen on the 18th. We've got the biggest fight of the 21st century taking place. It's never happened before, 4 belts on the line. And we're going to find out who the best heavyweight in the world is. I've got my views, and I know my views are going to be right, but it's going to be something special, something extra special. And these things come along, you know, once, well, certainly in this case, on this occasion, once in a century up to us yet. So a special fight with 2 special undefeated fighters, 2 undefeated fighters, and the world is going to see who is the best.
I'm the best. I'm just defending my bestness against him.
The lineal champion and WBC champion fighting for the other 3 belts.
And you know what, Frank, yeah? I read a lot of comments, people saying, oh, there's 4 belts. Let's just get this one clear right now. There's a lot more than 4 belts on the line. You got IBO, IBF, WBO, WBA, WBC, Ring Magazine and Lineal. So for all you motherfuckers out there thought it was 4, correction, it's 7. There's 7 things on the line here in this historic event.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
It's 8. Because there is the 8.
Oh, the Riyadh season belt. Yeah, you've corrected. I stand corrected.
I was 1.
8.
Right.
So it's 8 belts in one fight. That's got to be a record.
Yeah, it has, without a doubt.
For
You
sure.
have to get another cabinet, you know.
I'm going to have to, for sure.
Let's bring in Spencer Brown. You've been all around the country with Tyson Fury in terms of the tours that you used to do, the speaking tours, and now you're his manager as well, this next stage of his career. What are you seeing from this man heading into this fight?
I'm seeing a man who's on a mission. He's never looked so good in the last couple of years. And what I'm hearing from the camp, I'm not there every day to watch everything and to see everything, but everybody's telling me he's in fantastic shape, great order. You know, he's brought his dad in, and it's very important to have your family around him. I think he'll agree with that. The sugar, very good buzz about the camp, which is fantastic.
Well, let's ask Sugar Hill on this. I mean, you are with Tyson Fury all the time now as well. Since the cut, how have things been? Have you had to kind of calm down a bit on the sparring? Like, how does it work? Do you readdress everything?
For me, it's just watching him day to day. He hasn't really let down since the end of the last training camp before the cut. And I guess pretty much for me, one of the hardest things is watching out for these kind of camps when the fighter is totally ready to go, and just kind of pacing him to keep him ready. and not overdoing it. So it's not that difficult, but you just have to watch. You just have to watch the fighter. The fighter will tell you everything if you watch him.
And how does he compare at this point to what he did leading up to the Francis Ngannou fight?
You know what? I believe the Francis Ngannou fight was just him having so much time off and not being mentally like focused as he is for this one here. You know, he was still ready for the fight. It's just a different mentality when you go in there with at this level for everything, something that he's been waiting for so long. You know, you I don't want to say you dream of these things, but these are the things that actually can drive you to be a better person and to bring out your best.
Spencer, and this is a question for everyone really, were you surprised with some of the comments that came from the Usyk camp? I think Alex Krasik was actually advising you, Tyson, to retire as well. Did this cause surprise?
Well, he would say that, wouldn't he? Because they've got a mountain to climb to get through and a mountain to chip away at. And it's not going to be easy for them at all. They've played the game. We've had a few comments from them in the past. Tyson very quickly and very swiftly dealt with that. And I think when he cut his eye, we dealt with it very well, very quickly. We all spoke and got the date done. So there was nothing too much to moan about. But yeah, he's got to go through a mountain, Usyk. And I wouldn't like to face this mountain, that's for sure.
Well, Tyson, at the launch press conference where you faced off with Oleksandr Usyk, he didn't say a lot at that press conference. Do you think that's him holding back, or he doesn't want to get involved? What is it?
He doesn't speak English, for one, so he speaks a little bit of English, but it's very difficult to speak to an encyclopedia in boxing who speaks fluent English when you speak broken English. So I don't think you're ever going to get a foreigner sitting up here with me. You get any American, any British fighter I've ever fought in nearly 20 years as boxing, no one has ever competed with me on speaking. So especially not some foreign man who speaks broken English. As for all the stuff the camp said and all that, you know, this is show business, this is entertainment, this is everything. So if they don't talk about what's going on, then people lose interest and yada, yada, yada. So they've got to talk shit. It's a must. If you don't talk smack in this game, you ain't going to make it. There's a heavyweight in here, yeah, who's on his rise. And my advice to him is talk tons of smack the whole way. That's how people notice you. And then, when they notice you, then you can show them your skills and do what you got to do. And that's how it's done. And as for like all of Usyk's team, they're all lovely, decent people, I think. I saw his manager over in Saudi recently. I was just having a bit of fun with him. But I shook his hand, and he's a nice fella, you know. He's doing the best he can for his man. Which, you know, Frank, Spencer, all my team are doing the best they can for their man. So, and if you don't do the best for your man, then you're a pretty shit manager or promoter. That's what I'd say. But as for like, I've seen some stuff in the media like this is really personal between me and Oleksandr Usyk. It's not personal. It's strictly business for both fighters, you know. There's a lot of stuff on the line and all that, but I don't hate him. He don't hate me. He's a good husband, good God-fearing man, so I respect him as a man, as a fighter. He's undisputed cruiserweight champion. He's unified heavyweight champion, so anyone would have to respect the man's achievements. Good fighter, you know. I've got a tough challenge in front of me, but I'm very confident in my ability, and I'm very confident that I'll beat the guy. But that's not to say he's shit just because he loses to me. Like, you know, everybody I ever beat before, even long-reigning lineal champions like Vladimir Klitschko, after I beat him, everyone said, oh, he's a piece of shit, him. Wilder, all of these guys who I ever beat, they were all shit after I beat them. So please don't say that Oleksandr Usyk's shit after I beat him, because he's not. He's a unified heavyweight champion, undisputed cruiserweight champion. But my personal opinion is we have weight divisions for a reason, and me being an encyclopedia on boxing, and I've studied every heavyweight cruiserweight that's ever lived, when the cruiserweights step up to the big boys, usually they get found wanting. And even the greatest cruiserweights that's ever lived, Evander Holyfield, when he stepped up to the big boys in Big Daddy Bo and Lennox Lewis, he was found wanting. You can beat the average big ones, but you can't beat the elite big ones, because size really matters. And we have weight divisions for a reason. and he's going to be found wanting when he fights me on May the 18th. Even if you look at David Hay, he was an explosive, good cruiserweight and good heavyweight. And when he fought average heavyweights, he could beat them. But when he stepped up to the big boy in Klitschko, it wasn't really a contest. We look at Thomas Adamek. He was a good light heavyweight, good cruiserweight. He beat some good average heavyweights, good world contender heavyweights, stepped up to the big boys, beat. So I expect the same from Oleksandr, to be fair. Who was the other one? Sultan Ibragimov. He was Olympic silver medalist. He was 20-0. He was world. I think he beat Shannon Briggs for the world championship, and he was found wanting against Vladimir Klitschko at Madison Square Garden. So I could just keep going on and on and on and on. Let's use Johnny Nelson for instance. Johnny was he was an undefeated cruiserweight when he was cruiserweight, but every time he stepped up heavyweight, he got bashed. So there is. It's facts. It's facts. I'm not slagging anybody off. But what I'm saying is, these are facts. And if anybody wants to go check my boxing history, go do it. I've studied this game all my life, and you cannot prove it wrong. This is my time, my destiny, my era, and my generation. Facts.